This video is not about entry, it's about target. I'll show you the next level targets for gold, Bitcoin, and the dollar index. I mean, we need to know where they are headed to or what could be their next reactions and what we have to do when they react that way. So to relax, understand the movement, and watch out for if this plays out, this is what you should do. And if this should play out, this is what you should do. Let's dive straight. Amazing video. Welcome back, guys, to another amazing YouTube video. So today it's just gonna be quick. I'm not gonna try to make the video boring, so I'll just dive into the chat now and we're going to discuss and see what next we should be expecting from these three and how we'll be able to trade them all through the week. Right, let's dive into the chat, guys. I hope you can see my screen, so let's start straight to the point. So we are going to start with DXY, the dollar index. So I'll just show you guys what we are gonna be looking out for. Sorry. Okay. So let's start with the monthly. Sorry. So as you can see, the dollar index had a point where it was high, had a point where it was low, and it did some highs and it got back to the low. So overall, it has not really been pointing to the upside. So it still looks more like it's been going to the downside, right? So why I'm starting with the dollar index is because the dollar index is just the dollar, right? If it's buying other pairs like XAUUSD, gold, they should be selling, right? So this was the last thing. This was the last move the dollar index did, right? It went up, came down, went up, came down. I mean, same range, and it broke here finally. So it went up, came down, and it stalled here. Now we were expecting a buy from the market. Why? And some of you could ask why. This is a third touch here, right? And this is the monthly time frame. Don't forget the monthly time frame alone drives. It alone can drive every other thing the market wants to do. I mean, it's the bigger time frame, right? And as you can see, it created an engulfing here. So it shows that okay, this third touch was significant. But aside that, we also have like a high, a low, and a lower high here. A significant lower high, looking like the market doesn't want to go further. Looking like the market wants to stall to the downside, right? So we came here, we did a double bottom. Now, even if this wasn't the dollar index, if it was another pair, we are not going to be able to trade it here. No, I'm just going to buy at the double bottom because, I mean, over here is a strong resistance, right? The market has to come out of it. We have to wait patiently for this market to come out before we can know that, oh, we have all of this space to the upside, then we can be able to buy, right? We don't just buy it, right? We have to be patient enough to wait for that break, right? So currently, the market came here, and this is what you did. Mind you, this is what we were expecting the buy. We were waiting for it to break here. Then we're going to know that, okay, the full buys could come. And look at it on the weekly time frame. It created a double bottom here. As you guys can see, created a nice double bottom. But look at what happened to the market. It literally came, stalled, and broke the trend line. And here was also a flip zone to this point, right? So it was looking like something that this is a flip zone. So it looked like something that was not fully like we don't really know what he wants to do. So there was no way, even if this was a normal market, there was no way you would be trying to force yourself to buy inside of here. Please, we're not really buying on the higher time frame. I don't know if you get. So we are only using that higher time frame to create space for ourselves. That's how the top down analysis works. You use to create space for yourself, knowing that okay, now imagine this market had broken here. You know that you have all of this space to the upside. So whatever you're doing in your lower time frame, whatever entry you are doing is just going to be a buy. You have no reason to sell it, right? So that's just it. So from what we can see here, we saw that this market literally still broke this trend line and now it's coming for a retest. Now, these are the concerns I have because on normally left to me, I feel the market does not want to buy and it's ready to sell. But look at what the market is doing here. This is the weekly time frame, and we're having a massive weak rejection from this point, right? I took it as okay, the market has broken. Let's go back. Let's go down to the daily. If you look at the daily, you see it clearly as a daily candle close. So we know that okay, this is already a close for a retest, then a further fall, right? Then if this is falling, we know that Euro USD, GBP USD, XAUUSD should be buying, right? But at the same time, I have concerns because of that weekly time frame. Now, also, if you look at this point, you will see that this was a fib zone. So currently, I saw that okay, it has retested well. It has retested it plus the support zone, which is here, the resistance zone, which is here, and now looks like it's ready to fall, right? So now the only way we are going to confirm if this market is going to fall is by the counter trend line, right? So we have to patiently wait for the counter trend line to be taken off. Let me see. Is this wow? Normally, I don't like to draw my counter trend lines steeper. I don't like them thin. I like to, give the market space to breathe, right? So I prefer it to, come out. Like I prefer my counter trend lines to be out, like, looking something like this. You get, but at the same time, this is an H1 time frame, so it's looking very much like it has broken and is ready to fall, right? So let me show you guys something. So it looks a bit steep to me. So I'm not really a fan of something like this. I'll prefer because this market could still, just the way it could imagine the market could do a double bottom at the weekly time frame. I did not buy, still sold. Right. So I'm expecting to, sorry guys. So you need to come out, maybe create something like this, maybe just something like this. If it wants to fall before a real fall. Like I love my counter trend looking as big as this. But at the same time, even as it's looking thin like this, it's already showing signs that it wants to fall. So best believe now these are technical. This is done technically. I've not checked any fundamental news. I don't use dollar index to trade. I'm only checking it now because I just want to, I don't see it trending. Like I just wanted to, be on the trend. Because when the other peers are trending, so I want to be sure that okay, this market is trending towards this particular part. Maybe it's trending to the downside or it's trending to the upside. So I know that okay, yes, I should I should be buying, or I should know that yes, the dollar index is ready for. Do you guys should know that this is what the dollar index is doing? That's what I mean. So I'm trying to also make this fast so it doesn't get boring. So in the long run, what am I still expecting from the dollar index? I'm really expecting the fall. To be honest, I'm completely expecting that fall, nothing less than the fall. Right, I'm going to fall down to this zone first because it could literally pick from here and create the double bottom to the other side. Down to this zone first, then to the fib. That if or to continue to fall down to the fib zone here, then we can now move to the overall target of the fall, which is going to be, all these zones. But the main one is going to be where the trend line touches, right, which is here. All right, so now by then we are expecting dollar index to fall all the way to about $89, right? I don't know if it's dollars that is being called, but it's about 89, right? So that's what we have on dollar index. So it's just for us to watch it closely, watch it nicely. If you see that okay, this is already falling to in fact, at most, best believe if I see it here around here, I've taken it as okay, this market is gone, like the selling is gone. So long as I can break it with the daily time frame, come here, it's gone. It's not really going to go up again. I think it's gonna come all the way to the downside. So that's just it. Let's go to gold. Let's go to gold. So this is what gold has been doing. Let me delete this so I can draw it again. This is what gold has been doing from the daily time frame. It just came down for a massive retest, and now it looks like it wants to pick so much back to the upside, and it's trying to gather that momentum. Right. So in the H1 and the 4 hour, you will see that there was a strong zone. That was why they were able to sell it to that point. So we had a third touch even through these sales. Right. First touch there, second touch here, third touch. That's why I put it downside. Now this was a fifth zone here, but I knew it wasn't going to come here. I usually set a zone around here yesterday, waiting for that buy. Because I know that was the last break of structures point. So look at this. This was almost looking like a fifth zone to continue to fall. But I knew it wasn't going to fall fast. It's not even going to come here. I knew it was going to come from here, right? So currently, what are we expecting from gold? We're honestly expecting buys this week. we've broken the counter trend line, because now it's a counter trend line. As you can see, that's created a new high, a new low, going for a new high, right? It's unable to come here to break this low to the next low, right? So that means it's going to the upside now, right? And what did you do here on the H1? It broke out, he already tested, is ready to shoot, right? So this week we're expecting more buys on gold, to be honest. Now, this is already looking patterned and nice. Once the dollar index now starts to trend to the downside all through this week, from that point where I showed it already earlier in the video, once it starts to trend to the downside, you know that these ones are already ready to go to the upside. And technically already, you're already seeing gold ready to buy, right? So, I mean, it's going to give us more reasons this new week to have extreme buys, right? So, normally I don't check the dollar index. I don't check it normally. I just started touching it around January or so, like consistently. So, that's what I noticed, and that's what I want you guys to also take note of and also check by yourself. You get, we are only predicting, we are still going to act, we are still going to react when the market acts, right? So that's just it. So I'm currently on a trade on this particular, currently on a trade here. Sorry guys. I'm currently on a trade on this particular market currently. I think I got in about here. I think I got in about here also. My stops are just below here. And I'm currently waiting for at least. So I'm currently on a trade here. I opened the buy position around here. My stop is around here. I mean, I'm just expecting it to at least get to, it has gone over 122 already. I'm just expecting it to at least get to this point. I feel the market is not just going to go up once, which is normal, right? The market is definitely going to still retrace, but I'm seeing that when I will climb a bit before it does that full pullback, just massive pullback away from the H1, then I continue going to the upside. So best believe this new week, this coming week, we should be expecting buys from gold, and should be expecting dollar index to fall. So that's just it, guys. Currently I don't have much to see on BTC. This is Bitcoin. I don't really have much to say, but if you use the monthly, sorry guys, let me check if this is recording. Okay, if you use from the monthly standpoint, let me show you guys. Sorry guys, let me delete that. So as you can see, crypto, if you check after this buys here, this buy started 2020. It got a massive fall after 2 years, right? So we also had it 2023, 2024. Now this 2025, we're already seeing massive, from 2025 to this point now, 2026, we're already seeing massive pullback retracement. So it just looks like something that just happens, that just occurs like right regularly in 2 years or something. So you can also see here, this looks so much like a third touch. That's why it's reacting off here. And it also looks like, the break, what caused the break of the structure, right? So that's why it's reacting so much here currently. And if you look at the weekly, let me delete this now. From the weekly, I already saw the sales coming on Bitcoin. Saw it earlier so much, but I didn't know it was going to come up to this point. So it's predicted up to 70 something, yeah, 75 here. So that was when it broke this point, retested, and fell to the downside. So currently, what I'll be expecting on Bitcoin is this, because this is where it's going to work now. This is where it's going to play, right? Now, if you draw this from the, let's go to the 4 hour, so it doesn't look too long. If you draw this from the 4 hour, you'll see that. Sorry guys, this is the daily. So let's check it out from this daily. I see some people saying Bitcoin is going to pump back to 100K. You don't just see it without really checking it out, right? It's that's where it is. That one is just sentimental. You could just be saying that one based on you just feel crypto is going to buy and all that. So if you see this point, we're having first touch here daily, second touch here. Now don't forget, third touch does the trick. This market could literally come into here. This crypto could literally come into play around, any however it wants to do, come in for a third touch anywhere. right? Sorry, guys. We're coming for a third touch anywhere. And you know when third touches come, they come with their own kind of force. So you could use the third touch to pull to the downside massively. It could retrace from here, creating a fifth zone for a third touch, something like this. And the market could play around, come here, have a fifth zone, a third touch, and fall all the way to this point. That's why you're going to be seeing BTC at 49, 50K, and you're wondering what's happening. I mean, it's a technical, that's also how it happens. So, but my own standpoint for crypto now, I don't really trade cryptos. So, my own advice would be, sitting on your hands, be cool, let the market play when it wants to play. Even if it comes for a third touch, there will be other confirmations to use before you just short. And if it comes here for a third touch on the daily and it decides to respect it, maybe it shows something like this or a good bearish engulfing, maybe with or nice pin bars. I mean, you know your confirmation candles. You know that best believe crypto is gonna fall, man, and it's gonna fall massively. But if it doesn't and it comes here, play around trying to. I doubt it's going to disrespect the third touch. To be honest, I really doubt it. So, but if it doesn't move that way, get and it tries to break based on this monthly part of okay, because even on the monthly that I showed you guys, it's also like a third touch. So it's now led to crypto to do what it wants to do. Right? Sorry. Here, it's also a third touch. That if you draw a trend line like that, I just don't like drawing trend line like this. But it's also a third touch. So that's what I'm saying. It could now, this is why you have to sit on your hands and be so sure of yourself before you get in the market. Now, it could decide to respect this one as a third touch, as its third touch, right? Sorry. It could decide to say and come here, create a double bottom, break here, retest, and by then you know that you're going from here to the next level target of BTC. So that's just it. It just requires more patience, more relaxation, more calms, and that's it. So that's my predictions on gold, BTC, and the dollar index. Let's jump into my screen. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you will be able to implement this in your trading, and also understand what we discussed today. And don't forget, the market deserves your patience, right? It needs your patience, and we also react while the market acts, right? We let the market act while we react. So that's just it for the week. I'll see you all in profit. I'll see you on the next one.